I am a mission on earth. And that is the reason why I am on this earth. Once Pope Francis said, I am a mission on earth. That is the reason why I am here. Now there is a clear difference between saying, I have a mission and I am a mission. You are a mission. Then the mission comes from the depth of our being. We cannot escape that responsibility. Not that I have a mission, I can go in a mission when I have time, but mission is something embedded in yourself. Mission is who you are as a person. The way you talk, the way you behave, the way you work in your workplace, the way how you are with your friends. This all our daily lives needs to mirror who God is. That is how we become a mission on earth. Then we need to ask a question, who is God? God is love and compassion. So if God is love and compassion, and if you are to be a mission on earth, you need to reflect who God is. You need to show from your life God's mercy and compassion. Dear friends, unless we are touched by God's love and compassion, we cannot become a missionary. You and I cannot be a mission on earth unless you are touched by God's love. And this is what we find in the gospel today. I want to take you a bit deeper into the text today. Now Jesus was leaving Jericho with his disciples, and there was a large crowd. Where is Jesus leaving now? Jesus in Jericho. Google tells me there is 25 kilometers from Jericho to Jerusalem. So now Jesus is walking on foot, and Jesus meets this man by the side of the road, Bartimaeus. Bartimaeus is not his first name. That is son of Timaeus. Son of Timaeus. Now, Jesus was passing by. People are telling him to be silent, and Jesus stops. Jesus hears the need of the person. His heart is filled with compassion, love, and Jesus stops. And as Jesus stops, this person cries out, Son of David, have pity on me. Bartimaeus is not asking his sight. Bartimaeus telling, Son of David, have mercy on me. Now, Son of David is a term that most of the Jews use to refer to a royal Messiah, that Messiah would come and deliver them from their bondage, particularly, especially a political Messiah. Now, that is the title usually some Jews used in Jesus' time. At first, now, Bartimaeus calling Jesus, Son of David. Then as Jesus stops, and Jesus asks a very direct question. What did Jesus ask? What do you want me to do for you? What do you want me to do for you? And here the Bartimaeus say, Master, I want to see. But this is a poor translation. In original we find Rabboni, my teacher. I want to see. You see suddenly Son of David, a general address to Jesus, and then second time Bartimaeus calling my teacher. With the encounter with Jesus, Bartimaeus is being transformed. And there's a shift in his perception of Jesus. Now he has begun the mission already. For me personally, Bartimaeus has begun his mission before even he regained his sight. Before even Jesus heals him, Bartimaeus has begun his mission. Then after he was healed, Jesus says, "Go your way, your faith has saved you." Now Jesus is telling him, "Go, because your faith has healed you." Bartimaeus got what he wanted. Now he is healed. He doesn't want to be with Jesus. But what did Bartimaeus do now? Immediately he received sight and followed him on the way. Instead of walking away from Jesus, Bartimaeus decides to follow Jesus. Now the term following and the way are two important terms that will help us understand becoming a missionary disciple. In fact, the word "the way" was used in early church to refer to the church. They used to call the church the way. Now Bartimaeus is on a way on the journey. As this section ends, Mark places us in Jerusalem. What's going to happen in Jerusalem? Jesus is going to face his passion and death. Here comes, Jesus is walking with disciples and a large crowd. Bartimaeus joined in the journey. Why did he join? Because he experiences God's love and compassion in his life. But none of the disciples, nor the large crowd, nor Bartimaeus knew what they are going to face in Jerusalem. What is important is they joined in the journey. My dear friends, becoming a mission on earth is joining Jesus on his way to Jerusalem, even beyond that. We cannot escape Jerusalem, that means suffering in our life, if we are to be part of God's mission. The path is not easy. We all have to go through it. In a special way, Pope Francis calls us to reflect on mission of compassion as we celebrate the World Mission Sunday. Now, how can we be compassionate? Look at Jesus. Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem, but he allowed himself to be interrupted, to be disturbed, to stop and listen to the voice of that person. And that stop helps him experience God's mercy and love. And what happens is he becomes a missionary. If we are to be a mission on earth, my dear friends, first you need to experience God's love and mercy in your life. It is not enough that we all are baptized and that we have the right to be a missionary. That is good, but mission is more than that. You need to be touched by God's love and mercy. Once you are touched by that God's mercy and love, you cannot help but share that love and mercy with those who you meet in your daily life. You can begin from your family. You don't need to be a missionary and go outside the country or go somewhere far away to a remote place. You can begin the mission at your home. If something happens in your family, are we compassionate to stop by and listen to that person? Or at our workplace, or when we talk to our friends, when we are with friends, if we feel something, that person is going through something, are we allowing ourselves to be interrupted, disturbed? Sometimes we want to walk away, take another route, because it might interrupt my comfort in my life. But Jesus is telling us, if we are to be a missionary on earth, you need to go through Jerusalem and face suffering, pain, difficulties that might distract your journey, that might take away your comfort. But that is what Jesus is calling us, to be a missionary on earth. Pope Francis beautifully said once like this. I will read out to you slowly. So I ask, but how many will take up this mission that Christ so clearly gives us? It requires our sail to be steered by the Spirit, which will make us leave port against the headwind of society, but catch the current, eternal current of what Jesus asks of us. It is not easy to untie the ropes that take us from the safety of our harbor. But, this is the important part, but did not God Himself choose a life far from comfort for His only Son? But did not God Himself choose a life far from comfort for His only Son? My dear friends, Jesus is asking each one of us, what do you want from me? We can ask anything. Bartimaeus asked for sight. Yes, he received physical healing, but he saw something beyond that. To take up that courage, to make that courageous journey to Jerusalem, and most importantly, to be a missionary on earth, to be a mission on earth. If Jesus asks from you and me, what is our response? If Jesus calls you and me, what is our response?